Hey, good early morning to everybody. How are you doing? Well, today is Pepper Day, and I have been so excited about this, been planning for it, and I have dates for you at the end of this video. But first, let's go ahead and look at the peppers, because if I remember right, I have like about 14 varieties growing. It was not my intention. I only set out for so many, but then I did a plant swap with my friends, and they gave me 3 extra varieties, and I think that's it. So, oh, and I picked up a couple along the way. Oh, I might have 15 because I just added a variety last week over the weekend. I forgot I went to Ace Hardware and picked up one of those clearance packs because you know you need 15 varieties in your garden. So anyhow, you guys, let's go ahead and let's look at the peppers first, and then we'll go through dates for your fall planting. Okay, right here in the front, it looks like I have a corbachi, but I also have a better specimen of one up front. This one shouldn't even be here, I don't think, because these are the bell peppers in here. See, they're all starting, they're little still. Don't forget, you guys, I had COVID in April, and so I am very far behind with my spring peppers. But the dates I'm gonna give you are for the fall peppers. And I'll probably get you spring dates too. But there you go. So that's bullnose bell pepper. And then I didn't do myself a favor as far as the video. I picked all of my Italian pepperoncinis off because I canned them. Well, no, I guess I left 2, 3. Oh, I had more to pick. But I canned these yesterday in a vinegar water base brine. So right here is the Advarsky pepper. What are we up to? 3 peppers now? Oh, 4, including the corbachi. This right here is the pumpkin spice jalapeno. I found the tag the other day cleaning up the garden. So pumpkin spice, that'll be really interesting to try, won't it? This little guy right here is the Midnight Dreams bell pepper, and he's all by himself. The only seed that made it, the seed is probably like 5 years old. That's amazing. These are sweet bell peppers, and you guys have seen me grow those all last fall. This variety is very prolific, and I got it from Totally Tomatoes. Yeah, every plant is loading down. Oh, that one's just single, but look at how big it is. Over here we have the Jimmy Nardell. Oh, that looks like a peppercini. That's a Greek peppercini. Oh, okay. I must have stuffed that one in, or seeds sometimes jump when you put them into trays. These are the Jimmy Nardellos. There you go. These turned, this one fell in the rain. We had 3 inches of rain yesterday. We went right from drought to like the rainy season overnight. We had the tropical thing, only got 1 inch of rain from that. But, whoa. Ah, what? My sunflower fell. Aw. But, yeah, ew. We went and had 3 inches of rain yesterday. Look at those Jimmy Nardellos all on there. And they turn a beautiful red, and they're so, not sweet as in sugary sweet, but they have so much more flavor when you let them ripen, which is what I'm letting these do. I didn't do that with the pepperoncinis. Over here we have the Alma paprikas. So these will go bright orange. I don't have any at that stage yet, but they'll go bright orange. Golly, I only had 4 plants survive all that. I had the broccoli for seed in here, and so I have some gaps. But when that does, we will smoke them on the grill, dry them, and then grind them. And that becomes my pepper for the year, really. I'm still working on last year's batch. All right, this looks like my Tam jalapeno. Yep, that's what the tag says over here. Okay, I have some there. And I also have some Tam jalapenos back here. When I pulled out all the Brussels, I had a little extra space. I can't remember how many okra I have. This is Clemson spineless. But anyhow, I filled in the gaps with a few more of those tam jalapenos. So these are a little behind. They don't have fruit on them yet. I think this is number 11. This is Serrano. I did not start this one from seed. Like I said, I just transplanted it last week. It's sort of a clearance find, and I just felt really bad for it. There's a lot of them, and some of them had fruit on them just in their little bitty shallow cells. Over here I have some more tam jalapenos. Now these have been in the ground the longest, so we won't recount these, but I do have these over here left over in this garden. Number 13 is getting covered up by tomatoes, at least for right now, but it will survive the heat. This is Tabasco pepper. What did I say, 12? So this is 13. Yes, I'm trying to keep them straight. Number 14 is in the food forest, and this is cayenne pepper. And I have already picked a bunch off of this, and they were beautiful red, and they went into my Wickles pickles. So that one got twisted there laying on the ground. They're not really big plants. I'm thinking that's because they have really low light in here. Normally they stretch for the sky, but anyhow, these guys have stayed very low through the drought. Now they may do something now that we're in the rainy season, but whoa, they're still productive. This is my next pepper section. And here's some more Italian, no, these are Greek pepperoncinis, so we won't recount those. But look what we got here. A big Bertha. Let's see if we can get around that leaf. That one definitely needs to be staked up. The weight is totally pulling it over. And this will be a much larger plant than some of the others. And then we go back to pepperoncinis. So these are the cherry hybrid. There we go. Can you see that? These are cherry hybrid sweet peppers. And then we're back to the corbachis again. So we won't recount that. All right, you guys. So we're in the shed to talk dates. It's really noisy outside, and all the windows are closed, so I hope you can hear me okay. They're having concrete work done around their pool, so I can't control that. So anyhow, okay, so starting your fall seeds for peppers specifically. I started my seeds about July 19th. Okay, I know that seems really early, but peppers are very slow. And it's not temperature that you're going to have to worry so much about. It's going to be the length of days that is going to be your enemy here in the fall. So we'll be plenty hot. We'll probably have plenty of rain, but your days are going to get shorter. That means there is less time for that plant to get the photosynthesis to grow. Okay, with that being said, that's why we're starting so far ahead of schedule in July. And I know that seems rough, and it's going to be hurricane season. It is hurricane season right now, so you may have to take that into account and pull all your seedlings in if one comes by your house. I'm in East Central Florida, Zone 9B. I'm over by the coast, so adjust all this according to if you're a little bit north of me, a little south, a little bit west. I'm sure you're not very much east of me unless you're Wanda, who's just a little bit east of me. But anyhow, okay, so the pepper varieties you saw, 15 varieties. I seeded them July 19th. On the 30th, which was only 11 days or so later, I up-potted them. And I don't mean like up-potted a lot. I mean, they're sitting in the 162 cell trays, which are very small. And then I up-potted them to something like this. Not very much bigger, but just a little bit for them to get some height to them. All right, and then by August 19th, I was putting them in the ground over here. Now that is a huge risk with hurricane season. So you'll want to put either these little bamboo stakes or something like that around them to protect them from wind. You may want to put a little cage around them, something. But as long as they're low, if we have a hurricane, the winds are worse the higher in the sky. And then as you know, that's why we don't have a lot of two-story houses in Florida. A lot of them are one-story because the winds are a little bit less the lower you go. And then a lot of things that are ground covers or whatever, they're less likely to topple over. So your peppers will be small, so they're less likely to topple over. My guys were still small in October, but they put some fruit on. They were starting to fruit. We had a couple cold snaps. I just covered the whole thing, and that blue tarp that's right behind me, I just covered it. I knew it was squashing it a little bit, but you're only going to leave it on for the night. Take it off in the day, put it again on the next night if you have to, or whatever. It's only like a 12-hour fix, that kind of thing. Okay, and then I see, okay, I had fruit October 10th. Things were fruiting, like the Jimmy Nardellos and the banana peppers and the cherry pick hybrids. And then I know for sure I was picking the fruit December 18th. Now that's going to change, probably where you are. All these dates are kind of fluid, okay, if you will. But these are kind of guidelines for my area in 9B and for the amount of sunlight that I have. And of course, peppers during the spring are so much shorter than peppers in the winter because you have that lack of sunlight, and it's just going to take, I've heard like 2 weeks longer for things, but that's not true. When you're overwintering in Florida specific, this is stuff they can't really tell you on most gardening channels north of here because they don't overwinter. But it may take you a month more. It may take you 6 weeks more. It may stall you completely at the third week of December when we're doing winter solstice and nothing is growing at all. You don't even have to come out in your garden for like 2 weeks because there's going to be like this much growth during 2 weeks time. There is just not enough sunlight. We do not go completely dormant. I actually have a video about that I will link at the end of this that explains dormancy in Florida and versus the rest of the country, but we never go completely dormant in Florida. So you can overwinter, but you may have to cover for frost. Okay, with that said, let's go into spring planting. I want to put all this information in one video. So I had started my peppers, again, the Jimmy Nardellos, red Marconis, bullnose, corbacci, pepperoncinis, bananas, paprikas, the little cherry bombs, whatever you like to grow. The Lolas, I've done those too. Whatever your favorites are, the jalapenos. Oh, yes, and the jalapenos. I started February 2nd. Yes, again, very soon. But now you have time on your side because the day length is increasing. They were, now it's still slow, so the dates are a little different, but I up-potted them sometime in March, and then I transplanted in April 2nd. So instead of like up-potting in 10 days, 11 days, it was like a month, you know, so you just allow for more time. Just kind of study your plants. If they're really little, just leave them. They're not going to be root bound. If they're really tall and you're having to water twice a day or once a day because they're drying out, you need to up-pot them or get them in the ground, okay? So this is just varies according to where you live. So, okay, they were transplanted the 2nd for some, and then the 9th for sure for all the rest that you saw in this garden. And then I don't have a lot of information until late May. I saw blooms, I saw fruit. Those that were in this garden, the salsa garden, I didn't even show you those peppers, but those were last fall's, and some of them have still survived. I have about a half dozen or so in there. I never had many more than a dozen anyhow. They were just in there for winter fresh eating, and that worked beautifully, full sun. And I still have about a half dozen in there now. The Jimmy Nardellos are coming back. The bullnose is in there. I saw a big Bertha in there. The sweet bananas are in there, and they're months and months old. And oh goodness, okay, so they're like 10 months old, and they're still producing for me. They're having their second life, if you will. So anyhow, I hope those fertilizing. Somebody asked me about fertilizing. Okay, so what I do is when I first put the transplants in, everything gets a fresh coat of mushroom compost. If you don't have that, I recommend sort of like a 666 or 10-10-10 slow release fertilizer. That is also helpful. I don't have the injection system like some people. I don't pump it through my drip irrigation. I just have water in my irrigation lines. I did, let's see, it was the 3rd week of May, side dress these peppers because I saw they were struggling a little bit with the drought and everything. And I knew rain was coming one week. So I did side dress a little bit with some 666 I had. Sorry for all the noises. And I put a little Epsom salts on the side dress. I didn't exactly measure it. I just kind of sprinkled it along the way. And I mixed it in with the soil. And then the rains came. And so I do think I got a nice bump of blooms. You know, a little extra for side dressing that. So that would have been 6 weeks after I put them in the ground. And so just kind of see how your plants are doing too. I may do that again. Well, no, I can't do it again. We're not allowed to fertilize in Florida in the summer because it causes the red algae bloom, the blue-green algae bloom, and all that. So there's no, that's another reason, because June 1st, you're supposed to stop fertilizing in Florida. I am not, well, I'm like 2 miles to the river, and, you know, the way the crow flies, maybe 10 miles, 12 miles or something to the ocean. I don't know what I am exactly. But, you know, all that goes through your soil and down the watershed into the water. So I do respect that rule. So I will probably not do any more fertilizing until it's allowed. And I think that might be, I mean, don't quote me on that, but I think it's like October 1st. So again, another reason to do side dressing and all that. Do all that early. Now the rains can come. There is plenty of food for the peppers to grow all summer. And so let's see, I think I've covered everything. If I haven't mentioned whatever you were wondering about, put your question in the comments below. I check it about once a day, and I will try to answer you the best I can. I hope this video is very helpful for you. I know it's something I needed, so I can remember, because it's, I think, what, we got like 6 weeks or less, 5 weeks to go before we have to start our seeds. So if you haven't ordered, get your orders in now. There's still plenty of seeds out there so far. So anyhow, I did my orders all last week, and the seeds haven't come yet, but they should be here soon. Not much is going to change because I still have plenty of these pepper seeds. But be looking forward to the next video. Is going to be onions, because that's the next thing we start, and then tomatoes. And then I'll have a miscellaneous video. But you guys, take care. God bless. I really hope this is helpful and educational information for you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.